Three commissioners of the Zimbabwe Gender Commission were sworn in earlier today. The three are Walter Tonderai Mufuka, Angeline Vere and Jigu Katsande. The commissioners pledged to hit the ground running and ensure gender balance prevails in the country. Zimbabwe Gender Commission Chairperson Margaret Mukanana Sangarwe said the commission is not relenting on championing gender equality as well as uplifting of women's professional and social statuses. Year after year, the health sector has lobbied for an increase in the amount of money allocated to its parent ministry. Now, as the 2024 national budget announcement draws closer, the sector can only hope to be heard. Faith Nyawude gives us the following report.
Zimbabwe has for the past 2 years been failing to meet the Abuja Declaration on Health Financing. African leaders met in 2001 and pledged to allocate at least 15% of their annual budgets towards health. Surprisingly, the continent is nowhere close to the agreed threshold. By 2018, only 3 countries had reached or exceeded the Abuja Declaration target, and Zimbabwe is no exception. The country's 2022 budget set aside 14.9% of the total budget votes towards the provision of health care, which was an increase from 13% allocated in 2021. The 2023 health budget allocation went down to 11%, but only 8% has been disbursed. For 2024, Parliament wants more for the sector.
The allocation that we get is as high as possible. We will never get what we want, but in line with the Abuja Declaration that Zimbabwe is a signatory of, we have committed ourselves as Zimbabwe to allocate at least 15% of our national budget towards healthcare. So we have to fight to get as near as possible towards 15%.
Researcher Dr. Prosper Chitambara says if the sector remains underfunded, it is going to spell doom for patients.
So I think we just need to continue to push for the public sector government to invest more in health. I think the current numbers are grossly inadequate to ensure that we improve the health outcomes and the welfare and well-being of our citizens.
Zimbabwe miners say they plan to up production next year to offset a decline in commodity prices as well as a growing cost base. A survey by the Chamber of Mines shows that players in the sector are bracing for a revenue decline of at least 20% this year. ZN Prime's Melissa Chatikobo gives us more in the following report.
For years, Zimbabwe's mining sector has been a bedrock of the country's economy, contributing about 70% of foreign direct investment and about 80% of exports. For Zimbabwe, mining is a big deal. But going into 2024, optimism is at an all-time low as commodity prices are expected to fall even further. Next year, the price of gold is expected to fall by 8% from the current 1,900 United States dollars per troy ounce to 1,750 United States dollars in 2024. Platinum is seen averaging 950 United States dollars per troy ounce in 2024 compared to 1,000 United States dollars this year. Annually, the Chamber of Mines tracks mining executive sentiments in its Mining Business Confidence Index. Last year, the index was 9.4%, but according to the latest findings, the index was minus 0.3%. High electricity costs, inadequate foreign exchange, and infrastructure bottlenecks plague the sector.
There are some innovations, of course, and methods that can be put in place to ensure that we can curb, of course, the increase in energy and the increase, of course, in raw materials that may be used, of course, in value addition and beneficiation, of course, and in extraction of some of the minerals. But, of course, volumes can surpass that if miners would then concentrate on boosting efficiency.
Despite a gloomy outlook, survey findings show that, in general, formal employment in the mining industry is expected to increase to 57,000 in 2024 compared to 53,500 in 2023, indicating a 7% positive change. According to the survey, Approximately 43% of mining executives indicated that they plan to increase the number of employees in 2024, citing ongoing expansion projects to drive increased hiring.
Tuskers claimed their first win of the Pro 50 Championship with a nail-biting 3-run win over Rhinos at Queen's Sports Club yesterday. Milton Shumba had 67 and Brian Chari had 63 as Tuskers made 252 for 9 and 50 overs. Ansam Naqvi continued his fine form with another century, but it was in vain as Rhinos were bowled out for 249 to suffer their first defeat of the Pro 50 Championship.